What do we have here?
This is going to be the base for your couch, your patio couch. We're going to build it
And
out of 2x4s. Then we're going to sit the crates upon them, and then you're going to put your cushions on it, and you'll be ready.
all right. Well, y'all, he kind of lost me, so we gonna see how this turns out. Thank God for my daddy, because yeah, I thought I knew where I was going, but I don't think I know what I'm doing. All right, let's go. All right, y'all, so right here we're just picking out some plywood. I cannot remember the exact size or the thickness of the plywood that we got, but I do remember, I think it was like $15.99, maybe $13. I can't remember, but if I find it, I'll leave it in the description box below. Before we went to Home Depot, my dad measured my crates put together. I think they measured like 27 and a half by 27 and a half or whatever. So he's just measuring out the plywood and marking it so the guy at the store will know where to cut. We also got the 2x4s cut to size, but I can't remember the sizes. I'll also leave those in the description box below. And I did not get a clip of him cutting the 2x4s, but here's a clip of the guy at Home Depot just cutting the wood down to size. Now, we did have to get some screws. Getting screws or nailing all of this stuff together is totally optional. You can always use wood glue. So we're building a pallet couch, more like a daybed and a bench. And I'm doing it with wooden crates because I could not find cheap wooden pallets, and nobody is giving them away, but everybody wants to sell them. The cheapest place I found was, I think, $7 per pallet, but I couldn't find a location. So I was just like, screw that, I'm gonna buy me some wooden crates and make it do what it do. So yeah, if y'all want to see how this DIY project turns out, stay tuned. If it don't come out good, I'm not posting this video. All right, so here we're just nailing the boxes together. You really don't have to nail the boxes together. You can actually use the Gorilla wood glue, and I purchased some of that, but my dad was really against me using the wood glue. He was saying something about if I wanted to take this apart or whenever I got ready to move again, then, you know, I could just take the nails out versus using the glue and it'll make everything heavy or whatever. But anyway, if you're doing this project by yourself and you don't have access to like a drill, or you don't really want to purchase the screws and all kind of stuff like that, you don't want to purchase a drill, you can completely omit this and just use Gorilla wood glue. I'll also leave the brand in the description box below. I'll probably insert a picture if I can. And this is what the box looks like before we applied the plywood on top. Here, my dad was just kind of showing me what the platform would look like. You can also omit that part as well. In this clip, we're just nailing the plywood on top of the boxes. And here we are, a whole 2 weeks later. My dad has finally come back to help me finish the bench part. So we finished the day bed in the other clip. So now we're working on the bench here. If it looks a little dark, don't worry about it. It'll lighten up. We started early in the morning, like at 7 in the morning, as soon as my dad got off of work. So that's why it looks kind of dark. But right now we're just lining up the boxes, and I'm showing him how I wanted the boxes to be lined up. So we're getting ready to drill some holes in it and put some screws. But like I said in the other clips before, you can also use wood glue, so you can completely omit this part. Trust me, it'll make everything go a lot faster and a lot smoother if you just use the wood glue. So in this clip, I'm just drilling some holes between the boxes, and also I think these are like 1 foot pieces of 2x4s. So basically my dad was saying that we needed to use it for reinforcement purposes. I guess like over time, just in case it weighs down or if it cracks, breaks, we have those reinforcement pieces in the middle, so that way it won't give out or break. So here I'm just drilling some holes inside of the plywood. The plywood is on top and it's at the bottom, and my dad is coming behind me to add screws in, so that way we can go ahead and nail everything down. Like I said in the other clip, you can go ahead and use wood glue to do this, or you can get some nails and a hammer and nail it in if you would like. Either option works. It's just all to give it a better look and to also give it some more reinforcement so that your bench will last longer. The last and final part, we are putting together the 2x4s to create the risers, or the platforms, if you will, to make the bench sit up higher. I also did this for the day bed, so that way it'll sit up higher. I really didn't want to do this, but it was my dad's bright idea, so I was like, hey, I'll just go with it. But you can completely omit this part if you want. All right, so in this last clip coming up is what I have so far as the daybed and the bench goes. Make sure that you stay tuned for part 2 so I can show you how I did my cushions and how I decorated my patio. Thank you guys so much for watching.